What's going on, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be going over my reaction and my thoughts on the new gameplay trailer for MLB The Show 19. I'm starting off with this face cam and this desktop overlay because I'm going to be doing this live, no editing or anything. So let's go ahead and watch this video right now, right here. I'm going to pause it multiple times and just kind of explain what I think. So as we first initially start off, we're in Fenway Park where the Boston Red Sox won the World Series. I mean, they're the champs. So there was a scene, it looked like from a bus in the minor leagues. If you notice down here, let me make sure that my face cam is out of the way for this, so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this down here, 2020 Road to the Show, clearly on a bus in the minor leagues. Let's get a little bit further. This looks like you're selecting where you are going to choose where you're from. This looks like a little bit different. It's like archetypes. So this is obviously a flamethrower. Major strengths are velocity, K per 9, arm strength, stuff like that. So this is like a Nolan Ryan or Aroldis Chapman type of pitcher. Could be either starter or reliever. Let's continue on. This is another screen. That was another screen of all the archetypes and possible branches that you could do. This looks like a kind of a combine type of drill where it's like could be preparing you for the next game. You're on a day off and you're kind of working out to try to recover, or at the same time could be in the off season. You're preparing to get stronger in the off season and building that endurance for the long year up ahead. So this is kind of interesting, kind of cool. Definitely a Road to the Show feature. Let's go ahead and move on further. This is another Road to the Show feature, kind of similar aspect to what we saw last year in upgrading, but a little bit more advanced in swing on time for a hit, power swing on time for a hit, stuff like that. So you get a bit of a bonus, maybe more advanced from what we saw in 18, which is cool. So let's go further on. That's Christy Mathewson. I'll be showing his stats in a little bit. A pitcher from like the 1900s. This is a different versions of Tony Gwynn. He looked skinnier and bigger in certain areas in that one. Kind of player variety. We'll get into that a little bit later on. These are just variations of different live series players, I guess, if you will. Here's McCutchen without dreads, and then earlier on in his career with the Pirates, he did have dreads, so that's kind of interesting to see. We might see like a MVP McCutchen with dreads and then a live series without him in Diamond Dynasty, which would be pretty cool. I know in MLB The Show 18, they distinguish some of the flashbacks and legends or immortals and flashbacks versions of the immortals with different like variations of bats. Hang on, I want to pause it right there. I saw a favorite player of mine. Let's see it right here. I want to pause it at a specific frame right there. That's easily Ty Cobb. This is center field of Fenway Park. What looks like Jackie Bradley Jr. up here is batting, and he already had a walk. That's how you can tell that it's later in the game. If this was a left fielder, possibly Carl Yastrzemski, might have been well, he played for the Red Sox, so it might have been you might have seen more of the monster here, but this does look like Ty Cobb in center field playing on the Game Breakers, which would be the team with some legends. I know it had Griffey on it in last year's game. Or maybe this was the Groundbreakers. I'm pretty sure this is the same team that had some of the legends on them anyway, some of the older players. And Ty Cobb would definitely fit that category. I'd have to do some more research on that, but I definitely think that this facial structure and everything looks like Ty Cobb, and he's a Tigers player, so that'd be really cool to see in next year's game. He's a contact guy, so that'd be interesting to see how he plays. Anyway, let's move a little bit forward here. There's Griffey robbing a home run. Got to have Griffey in the outfield, along with maybe Ty Cobb. There looked like Jason Kendall, catcher. Very good catcher. There's Rob Dibble. There's Rob Dibble, a pitcher from back in the day. Not the best pitcher, but he did have 2 All-Star appearances, if I'm not mistaken. I'll do some research on some of these players towards the end of this video. I just kind of want to watch this through all the way first. But there looks like a different way to grind. This looks like kind of like a fantasy pack from Madden where you have a variety of players to choose from. That could possibly be like a loyalty player, or what we saw in this year's game where you got a gold card. But here's the main guy of the trailer, and I did already see this part. This is Willie Mays. Clearly Willie Mays making that catch at Polo Grounds in the Giants uniform. That'll be awesome to see. But let me go ahead and show you guys some other stuff that I thought was important to add before I go into some more stats here. So this part right here, this is an important piece of evidence that I found on the Show Nation. It's asking about the 30 diamonds, for one for each team, for pre-ordering the game, or getting the digital deluxe version of the game, I should say. And right here, as you can see, it says there's some unclarity involving if we would be able to see each team's diamond before we chose, or we just pick our favorite team or a team that we would want, or we thought that would have a good card. But it is confirmed down here below. I don't want to go over it because it'll block it, but it says you'll be able to see the players before making a choice. That's confirmed by an SDS person's account. But let me go ahead and look up some of these guys here. Rob Dibble was one of the guys in there. This guy's stats weren't all that crazy. I mean, he had how many saves? 89 saves in his career, 2 All-Star appearances, a bunch of strikeouts. He had one season where he looked like he probably could have been starting some games, except he didn't have any games started there. But he went 10-5, so it might have been a little bit more of a long reliever, came in earlier in the game. Definitely had a good year this year. Maybe would be interesting to see if we get a card like this, even though he wasn't an All-Star. I don't know. We'd probably get one of these All-Star years. But anyway, let's look up Willie Mays. He's the main guy of this whole thing. Willie Mays' stats, and they are pretty impressive, if I'm not mistaken. 5th all-time in home runs, career .302 batting average, 156 WAR. Missed a season due to military service. Won an MVP, won 2 MVPs, a Rookie of the Year. We'll see probably him as an Immortal if Immortals are back. We'll definitely see him as a 99, one of these years where he had 40-plus homers, 50 homers. Maybe a year where he had some stolen bases, some high numbers in stolen bases. I mean, he didn't have, like, he wasn't no Barry Bonds with 40-40. I mean, Bonds was the only guy to do that, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, he did win a couple MVPs, great player all around, 5-tool guy. Will have some pretty good stats if they take a card from, you know, one of these years with high batting average and high power. He'll have some crazy numbers. But let's look up Christy Mathewson. And let's see. This guy's definitely a beast. 373 wins, 188 losses with a 2.13 ERA, 4,700 innings pitched. My goodness. I mean, he didn't win an MVP or anything. Didn't even win a Cy Young, which I don't even know if they had Cy Young back then in 19. I don't think so. Let's see. Cy Young. When was he even born? Was he older? I thought he might have been older. Yeah, he was. So maybe, I don't know how, maybe he won all the Cy Youngs. Cy Young won all the Cy Youngs, and Christy Mathewson didn't win any because, yeah, that makes more sense that way. But anyway, this time frame looks pretty good. I mean, 1.14 ERA, geez. Like, card like that. MVP was second in this year, MVP. But this guy would be lights out with stamina, 37 wins. I mean, complete games. How many complete games? Where is that? 34 complete. I mean, this guy would have maxed out stamina in the game, easily be one of the best pitchers. He throws a screwball, if I'm not mistaken. I was reading something about that. But that's definitely key to keep in mind, that some of these guys, some of these legends from this era will be in the game, especially if someone like Ty Cobb is in the game. Ty Cobb stats. If we see someone like that, I mean, my goodness, Ty Cobb, he's a part of the Luminary group, if I'm not mistaken, but this looks pretty similar to the card that we saw playing center field, righty. I mean, hit 117 home runs, but he was definitely, 4,100 hits. He's a contact hitter. Didn't hit more than 12 homers in a season. He'll have really good speed. He'll be kind of like a Ricky Henderson without the power, obviously. But, that's not really like Ricky Henderson, but there's not really anybody else you can compare. Maybe a Tony Gwynn, but he'll be a little bit faster, better, maybe a little bit of a better hitter than Tony Gwynn. But Tony Gwynn did it in a different era, so they're not really comparable players. But just kind of my thoughts on it. There was one other thing I wanted to show. One other thing here involving the Twitch upcoming streams. This is pretty important right here. Twitch schedule, 2 new modes. This is important. Down here it says brand new game mode moments. And then up here it says new game mode March to October. This is going to be very interesting to keep in mind. Down here, this is the one I'm going to be looking for, the 14th Diamond Dynasty content preview and Legends attribute reveal. That's going to be important. As well as some of this other stuff, hitting advancements. I'm going to be trying to tune into as many of these live streams as I can. Some of these are earlier than others. Might have to catch other people's videos and see what happens with that. But I'm making this one as quickly as I possibly can. I just got home from work, as you can see. Actually, I saw my face cam hidden, but as you could see from before, I'm still in my work clothes. But this is pretty cool to keep in mind. I think all this stuff is definitely interesting to review and go over and just kind of. I'm getting hyped for MLB The Show 19, and I retweeted all this stuff. I thought it might have been Hank Aaron. I'm glad I was wrong. Willie Mays is another card that I wanted, as well as you know, Barry Bonds, of course. Maybe a player like Mickey Mantle. That was probably my go-to guy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What are your guys' thoughts? And if you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm College Lefty, and take care, everybody. Peace.